Hello, welcome back to another episode of our tutorials on the Renaissance eSquared Studio. In this episode, we are going to look at one of the features of the eSquared Studio IDE package. As an example, we shall take the eWart communication driver. Then, we are going to see the resources that are available with the eSquared Studio and FSP to develop a driver for this communication. We are also going to see how to access the sample codes for a particular driver. As usual, we start by creating a Renaissance C++ project. Keeping all the settings at default, we build the project files. As the first step for creating a driver, we shall navigate to the Stacks tab and then add a new stack. For this video, we would like to add the eWart stack. We can see that a stack has been added with the name g_ewart0. Now, by clicking on this stack, we can access its properties. We intend to use serial channel 4 for eWart communication. So, we can rename the stack to g_ewart4 for easy remembering, and we can enter 4 as the channel number. We also need to assign the transmission and reception pins. So we can navigate to the pins tab and enable channel 4 for asynchronous eWart. Once that is done, we can see pin 206 and pin 207 has been configured as the eWart communication pins. And having done this basic hardware configuration for the eWart channel, we need to click on Generate Project Contents for eSquared Studio to create the necessary files for the API and programming. Before we start coding, we can refer the module resources page that comes packaged with the eSquared Studio. This can be accessed from the iLink button located at the bottom left corner of the stack. Clicking this icon will take us to the FSP documentation page in the browser. These resources are already installed with the eSquared Studio and FSP. On the top of the page, we can see a list of all the API or functions that are associated with the eWart module. In order to build an eWart driver, we need to use some of these functions. Which one? We will see that in a bit. First, to view the details of an API, we need to click on it. It will take us to the section that describes this function call, including the argument types and expected return values. Now, as we scroll down this page, we shall see information on the description of different configuration options for this module. These can be configured from the properties that we have seen in eSquared Studio. After the configuration options, we can see that an example code is given. This is a basic implementation of an eWart driver using the API functions we have just seen. We can see that several function calls have been made, and this would give us an idea on which APIs to implement and in what order. Such examples are available for all the modules in the FSP. If we were to implement this example, we can go back to the eSquared Studio and navigate to Developer's Assistance menu. In this menu, the API calls are already provided. We need to drag them and put them on our code. Let's say we want to write the first function call for this example, which is the module open function. We go to the Developer's Assistance menu and drag the eWart Open API and place it in our code. The eWart Open API has been included within our code. If you notice, the API call is customized with the eWart module name for this project, that is g_ewart4. So that's how we can start building a driver for a HAL module, and these guidelines can be accessed from the iLink button on the respective Stacks tab, which would load the documentation for the module. In this documentation, we will find the configuration options as well as example implementation of the codes required to operate the stack modules.